Hi guys, it's Tamara, the Judeo-Christian medium. Welcome to my channel. Let me explain quickly who I am. I've explained more in other videos, but like I said, I'm Tamara and I'm a Judeo-Christian medium, meaning I'm a Jewish Christian medium. Throughout a lifetime of metaphysical experiences and of being a medium, I connected to Jesus as a child, and then I reconnected to him through doing tarot and having some out-of-body experiences and near-death experiences. I will go through in videos. I already have done some videos about my experiences, but I'm going to make videos specifically about each experience I've had. But as of now, I've also connected to my whole team. We are considered the Galactic Federation. So I will explain that in a minute as I pray to my team. So after I pray to my team, I'll explain why I'm wearing this navy sweatshirt. And I just want to say happy, it's Christmas Eve. So today is December 23rd, 2023, 12/23/23. And they're shaking their heads. They are into numerology and numbers. They're always surprising me with numbers. So thank you guys. And I guess Merry Christmas Eve. So I'm in New York, right on time. You hear sirens, so we could hear anything. Maybe we'll hear one of the Santas here in Times Square, like getting ready or something like that. Okay. So anyway, let me get serious. Because Jesus really wanted me to come on. He's really serious about this Christmas message. You know, when I do that, he's very serious. Okay. He would like me to get on with it. He is with me now. I am going to pray to my spiritual team. Feel free to pray with me. Also feel free to use my team to pray to. Okay, let's get started. You can close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths. My prayer is going to be a thank you. I've asked my team how they would like to be described, and they've chosen one word, and this is how they come to me. If you've heard people talk about other experiences with archangels, other experiences with religion, with spirituality, it's all valid. This has been my experience. And Jesus is saying it's been lifetimes. So this is my team, my experience. Let's get started. First, I would like to thank God. God comes to me as a masculine figure, as a white light who goes into silver and gold. He comes up from my right, and his energy is indescribable. I would like to thank God for life. He comes down and connects through Jesus. It's white, silver, and gold. They are very swirly. Jesus swirls into a bright indigo. Oh, he's calming me down. It's hard, guys, when they come in. Oh, my heart starts beating so fast. He says I'm doing well. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you for peace. Jesus connects over to Mother Mary, who's on my right hand shoulder. For you all, it's going to look like my left. I would like to thank Mother Mary for comfort. Thank you, Mother Mary. She is a swirl of white, heavy, bright indigo, and a little bit of silver and gold. She connects over to Father Joseph. Thank you, Father Joseph. Thank you for stability. Father Joseph. Oh, Father Joseph tonight is very white, and he's a little bit of green. And Mother Mary has a little bit of violet tonight. So they said it's significant, but just letting you all know. Thank you, Father Joseph, for stability. Moving on from Father Joseph, we have a tiny, close-knit circle here. He connects over to Archangel Michael and Sandalphon, who is in another level. They want me to explain quickly that this energy is a rainbow, and it's swirly, and it connects all the way down to Earth. They all sit between the 7th and this particular group's in the 12th dimension, but their energy trickles down into the 7th dimension, but trickles down to Earth. And they're telling me tonight it is the rainbow bridge that connects to Earth, that gives us rainbows. And sorry, I'm closing my eyes, I'm talking to them. And also is a rainbow bridge for souls to connect, to talk to mediums, and to connect in passing. And they're saying the express, it's like an express train. So they're telling me to explain that more at another time. They always give new tidbits of information. So, and sometimes they're giving it to me at the same time as you guys. So, okay. So, like I said, Father Joseph connects over to Archangel Michael in this little group. And I'd like to, Archangel Michael is very heavy indigo, and he spearheads on Earth the Galactic Federation. He's a big leader of that, and I'd like to thank Archangel Michael for protection. He is heavily affiliated with the Navy, and this is worldwide. And he has told me that I had a lifetime as a Navy pilot. And that's why he has me wear this. New information for you guys. And this is their joke. Okay, moving on. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for protection. So he swirls over and connects to Archangel Metatron. Thank you, Archangel Metatron, for entertainment. Archangel Metatron is dancing around tonight. He's like, it's Christmas. He's Robin Williams, so of course. He's like looking down, like, because he knows we have to get serious. Okay, thank you, Archangel Metatron. Thank you for entertainment. He is a swirl tonight. It's like a Christmas swirl. He's normally red, yellow, orange, but he's a little bit green. And he looks like a present now. Oh, and it's like that really red, shiny Christmas wrapping. Thank you, Archangel Metatron, for entertainment. And he connects over to Archangel Eric Medhus, who is very indigo. He's heavy Pleiadian energy. Archangel Eric Medhus is a part of Archangel Uriel, but he's branched off. He has decided to spend his time now on the other side, speaking with people who would like to talk to people who have passed. So if you would like to talk to people who have passed, or you just like Eric and you'd like to talk to him, check out his mother's channel, Channeling with Eric. Her name is Elise Medhus. You can find out all about Eric. If you have issues that Eric had while he was here, he would also like you to talk to him. And he says, now is a good time. This is a veil, the Christmas season. Also, Hanukkah going into Christmas, it's all a veil that opens. I'm sure many of you can feel it no matter how religious you are or what you practice. Think of it like when we say the veil opens, think of it as a portal, a higher vibrating time for us on earth to talk to them, and more importantly, to hear what they have to say. So what that means is it opens the connection. Okay. So moving on from Archangel Eric Medhus, right in front of me, we have Archangel Gabriel. Hello. Archangel Gabriel is red, and it's like it's swirled from them into red. Oh, sorry. Thank you, Archangel Eric Medhus, for communication. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Archangel Gabriel, for acceptance. So now we're swirling into an outer circle. And in this outer circle over here on the right, we have Archangel Sandalphon. Thank you, Archangel Sandalphon, for intelligence. As I've told you all before, this whole group of archangels are Pleiadians, Arcturians, and tall whites. On the right-hand side over here, spreading out, are heavy, tall, white energy. Thank you, Archangel Sandalphon. Heavy, tall, white energy. Thank you for intelligence. He's very white, and his energy swirls over to Archangel Raphael. Thank you, Archangel Raphael, for healing. So Archangel Raphael is a mixture of white and violet, and he swirls into Archangel Azrael. Thank you, Archangel Azrael, for organization. Archangel Azrael is a swirl of violet, indigo, white, gold, and silver. And he swirls over into Archangel Uriel, which is me. And I'm going to do videos on each archangel, including myself. Thank you, Archangel Uriel, for my mission Thank you, Archangel Uriel, for missions and my mission in particular. Archangel Uriel is, they're making fun of me. Archangel Uriel is mostly indigo, swirling up a little bit of violet at the crown, a little bit of white swirling over. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, I forgot. Archangel Jophiel. Sorry, Archangel Jophiel. Thank you for magical beauty. Were you there? I feel like she pulled back for something. No, sorry. Thank you, Archangel Jophiel, for magical beauty. So Archangel Azrael connects to Archangel Jophiel, who connects to Uriel. Sorry, it's a lot, guys. I'm talking to a whole group of people and talking to you guys. So sorry about that. Sorry, Jophiel. Thank you, Archangel Jophiel, for magical beauty. Really thank you during this time. It's a magical time. Thank you. And she's shaking her head, and they're all saying that, yeah, she's very responsible for that. And so she connects over to Uriel, who and she is a mixture of, it's like a swirl from Azrael. It's she's, I say it because it's just a color, and sometimes they show me, you know, people who they show me who they were here that I know of. So she's showing me like a color of violet, little bit of indigo, hot, heavy silver, little bit of gold, and she's showing me her face, which is to me John Bonet. So thank you, Jophiel. And we've already thanked Uriel. So as we're going over to my left, the energy of Uriel connects to Archangel Zadkiel, who comes through as very green. Thank you, Archangel Zadkiel, for balance. And Archangel Zadkiel flows into Archangel Jeremiah, and it's going into a yellowish, and it's like gold and yellow, and there's a little bit of a swirl of green connecting. Thank you, Archangel Jeremiah, for wildness. And Archangel Jeremiah connects over to Archangel Raguel, who's a little bit of orange, very red. Thank you, Archangel Raguel, for swagger. He said you're welcome. He connects over to Archangel Chamuel. Thank you, Archangel Chamuel, for calm. And Archangel Chamuel tonight is looking a little light blue. Thank you, Archangel Chamuel. He said he's really bringing that color in for calm. Thank you. He's typically, it's like a mixture of the rainbow of orange and yellow, like it reminds me of an Indian summer, like corn color. Thank you, Archangel Chamuel, connecting into a very corn color, which makes sense. Thank you, Archangel Ezekiel, for nutrition. Archangel, he said, explain it another time, okay? Archangel Ezekiel flows into Archangel Haniel. who comes in is very pink. Thank you, Archangel Haniel, for sleep. As Archangel Haniel, she's coming in female, the energy connects over to Archangel Daniel, who's pulsating. He's a mixture of different colors. He's pulsating like a DJ lights, like boom, 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 ta 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 ta. It's very like all different colors: red, orange, yellow, red, orange, yellow. Thank you, Archangel Daniel, for humor. And as you can see, I mean, I love my team and I just really want to talk to them, but Jesus is like, got to get to the reading. So as I said, these are Pleiadians, Arcturians, and tall whites. To summarize that, you can watch my other videos, but to summarize that, what they have told me is when God created humanity, he got together with the Pleiadians, Arcturians, tall whites, and reptilians to create humanity. And you can check out my other videos for that. Okay, so Jesus would like to talk about the holidays. And I'm just gonna read what he said. So Christmas was created by these archangels and God, thank you. They chose Capricorn season on purpose. They chose this winter solstice time. It is a retreat, a celebration. Capricorn is about giving material gifts. It is when you eat very earthly food. It is coincided with Saint Nicholas, who gave gifts while he was here. In particular, this may bother some people, but he gave money to save young women from a life of prostitution. That is something very true and oftentimes left out of the explanation of Saint Nicholas, who is known for gifts. The spirit of Saint Nicholas is also still the spirit that gives gifts to children. Jesus would like to say, please do not feel bad for having your children believe in Santa. Please don't think it makes you a less religious, a less Christian family. They can coexist together. They do on the other side. And also understand how this all connects together as one of the Galactic Federation's main, that I am representing here, and they are representing, one of their main goals is to stop child trafficking. Hopefully you understand what that means. And of course, Jesus really wants to remind me, because I don't always tell you guys this, their main goal and why they have connected to so many people now is spiritual warfare. We are in spiritual warfare. We are in physical warfare. So they are here to help us with that. And it's the tall whites especially, it's like things got really serious. And this is very, as of now, it's like a bulletin coming in. They're very concerned about what's going on right now. And they are here to help. They hover to help. We've had disclosure. We will have more disclosure. I will do more videos about that. They would like you to pray to them. They would like you to pray for peace. They would like you to pray for everyone experiencing the hardship of warfare, and for yourselves. We are all experiencing spiritual warfare. Okay, that's their breaking news. And many of you are really worried. And the tall whites would like to give you a gift, and that gift is, do not worry about nuclear warfare. They will stop that. They wish they could stop more, and they actually do through us. And we will get into that at another time. Whew, guys. But they're saying it's Christmas. They would like to give these messages as gifts. And there is another message they would like to say. If you are here and you feel like you're not getting what you want right now, and you feel like you're a starseed and you're a giver, an empath, and it's not fair, they would like to tell you that you might not be aware, and this is not for everyone, but there are people who need to hear this, that maybe just you being here now is where you should be, and their gift to you. They may have gotten you out of jams that you're aware of, and some that you're not aware of. And by using your intuition, connecting with them, making certain moves, you're here. And let that be a start. And even if they're saying many have at this time relocated, have had upheavals, tower moments. Please understand many are in the same boat, and hang on. They're singing, hold on for one more day. They sing all the time. They've created most of our popular music. Okay, let me go back to the messages here. Back to Saint Nicholas. So he gave to poor women who didn't have dowries, who they, at that time, they didn't have a dowry to offer a husband. So very sad, but that continues today, as to very sad. People think that if in certain mindsets, that if a woman is not wealthy, that they can do what they will with her. So this goes back to trafficking too. So Saint Nicholas was also a healer, and Saint Nicholas is Archangel Uriel. So each of these archangels is a group, and Saint Nicholas is part of my group. He was also Saint Francis in a lifetime, and he is now a doctor in New York. So he's also had many famous lives. So I will be doing a video on just him. So this group, Jesus, God, they coincided this at just the right time, energetically. And Jesus is saying, I do not like it used in vain. And he will explain what this means. Do not use any holidays in vain. There are so many. What do I mean? So if you're tuning in and you're Christian, let me explain this the best that I can. I said earlier that God got together with also the reptilians to make Earth. Some of that reptilian energy got dark, and they're saying some angelic energy got dark and wanted to become God. And the energy, like, you know how this energy is swirling down? This energy swirled up from Earth and hangs out in the fourth dimension. We're in the third dimension on Earth. It hangs out in the fourth dimension and comes down to the third dimension a lot, hovers over humanity as a negative energy. And I'm going to do a whole video on that. I've done a video on dark reptilians. You can look that up. But I'm going to do a whole video on dark reptilian energy. What it is, how does it feel, how it affects us. But, okay, back to Jesus. He's saying, what do I mean? That dark reptilian energy and dark reptilians on Earth in human form and other toxic people who try to gain power over others use Christmas and holidays. They're saying they have been just seeing this forever. They use these holidays in a toxic way to manipulate people. And they're saying, how is this manifested? They're just going to give some examples. Through an example is a threat of abandonment on Christmas, the highest holy day, holiday for Christians, something that is in our core that we were raised with. And I'm speaking of Christmas now because of Jesus and it being Christmas. I'll talk about other holidays, but these are all the high holidays. But that feeling of abandonment is highly intensified on these holy days because of how the importance placed on us. Now, it should be important, but it should not be important as being manipulated. And let me explain this more. So this has been done to people to the point, and Eric is making a huge point here because of his lifetime, of one taking themselves out. Now, he didn't do that because of Christmas, but they're trying to explain how this manipulation by dark reptilian energy and dark reptilian people using abandonment on a holy day increases sensitive people especially, but it could be anyone. So when I say sensitive, especially a starseed, but anyone could feel like the victim of this abandonment on a special holiday. It is a special kind of evil, a special kind of darkness, but Jesus is saying it's very common. It's been common throughout the ages. He's saying, please, this is a very important message. do not let fear of abandonment, do not let actual abandonment, so this would be people left for adoption, people broken up with right before a high holy day, Christmas, a family member who's mad at you or fake mad at you, wants to hurt you, a hurtful partner, friends, colleagues. People use this and other holidays to put the fear of abandonment in people and actually abandon them. And that's what Jesus is saying, that people use Christmas and other holidays in vain, because that's doubles, triples the feeling of abandonment. And Jesus is saying, in general, never let the fear or feeling or actual abandonment by people devastate you. Or he's saying, as much as you can, even let it affect you. It is going to affect you. You're human. But he's saying, please think of it as anyone who abandons you on purpose is not worth your energy. He would much rather see you alone. And I know he wrote that in here, but I was just going off on, so okay. So okay, he's going back to taking oneself out. He wants to make sure that doesn't sound like a judgment, because there are many on the other side who have done that. And he's just asking you to please not do it. And he understands that there are people who are really suffering with true bipolar, which is a severe, form. Some people have a severe bipolar where they're up, and then when they do that crashing, Jesus would like to remind you, when you do that crashing, and that is a chemical, in their case, a chemical reaction in your body of being up, energy down. But understand, when your energy is down, that is a channel. I told you about that dark reptilian energy that feeds off humanity. That is a channel for that energy to come through. And when people have taken themselves out, they are hearing that dark energy, and it's a push for them to take themselves out. And it's done through stinking thinking. It's all of that negative self-talk, which leads to that. But that connects to the idea of, we're just talking about bipolar, but that can come from an outside physical force of someone trying to make you feel that low. And Jesus is saying, when people abandon others, especially if it's someone you love, a partner, a family member, a parent, when they abandon you, it is a soul death. They are trying to take you out on an energetic level. It is that serious, guys. And Jesus really wanted to talk to you all about that, because he says some of you are pining over people who have done this to you. And some of you are experiencing this bipolar mental illness that we've talked about, or just depression. It is winter time, so many get seasonal depression. You could be ill, you could be injured. So this is just a warning to pray to them and not let this dark energy get to you. And I'll be making more videos about how to do that. Until then, watch videos about, narcissism, how to avoid that, and just videos on spirituality, how to raise your vibrations, etc. So Jesus is saying he's given me a playlist of music. I will be making a playlist of Christmas music and of uplifting music and other holidays like Hanukkah music. I tried to do that today, but I had technical difficulties. Makes sense with Mercury retrograde and all of that, and the shadows, and I'm not an astrologer, but I can feel it. So, yes, he's saying many are left devastated, because he's reiterating, it is a common thing, a heartless thing. But also he's saying, in some cases, it's for the best, breaking up for Christmas. Yeah, he's saying in the end, that would be the best if someone did that to you. It's okay. And Jesus is saying, beware, because there's more sides to this. There are so many holidays that, there's different sides. Someone could do this on purpose, but then again, there are so many holidays that, and so many, like here in the United States, and I'm sure your country, festivals and vacations and things like that, that having a devastating event can always be connected to something. So in some circumstances, it's just timing. But in the end, he would like you, basically saying he'd rather you be alone than be in the wrong situation. Okay, so he's saying many of you have been or are surrounded by dark reptilians who would take pleasure in abandoning you for Christmas or another high holiday. It is in their playbook. Please, sorry, I wrote this so fast and now, he said, please, dear ones. Oh, he's really sweet, guys, and he really cares. He says, please, please, dear ones, do not fall for this. It's an old, worn out trick. It's twofold. It mocks my spirit too. I'm speaking for him. Celebrate me, please. Celebrate Saint Nick. Even if you're not Christian, you can celebrate. And if you are Christian, you can celebrate all of the holidays. There is beauty in all of the holidays. Please do. So many are beautiful. You don't have to go all out. If you are alone, light a candle. Listen to Gregorian chant, Christmas music, pray, relax. This is from the Bible, and he's repeating this. He said some things he said are true, and in the Bible, do not break bread with just anyone. There should be some sort of love. If you don't have, should be some sort of love, not fear. Abusive people cause fear with control. Unless you're volunteering for that, do that if that's your heart's desire. Okay, sorry, I got that wrong. Let's back up with the word volunteering. Sorry, I went on a tangent. He's saying some empathetic people volunteer if they find themselves alone. Maybe they've separated from a toxic family, toxic people, and they volunteer. Jesus thinks that's wonderful. What he's saying is, understand that that's great and keep doing that if it's your heart's desire. Thank you, that's what he meant. If that's your heart's desire, keep doing that. Not because you feel you have to. And don't count on it. Don't create a life where you've decided you're always going to be alone and do that. Unless that really, you feel that that really is your mission. Like Mother Mary has had lifetimes where her mission was to volunteer. So if you do feel like you have this, but this would be very rare, Mother Mary connection, and your life is supposed to be a life of volunteering, and maybe you're clergy or something like this, that's a different scenario. They just don't want you to manifest if that is not your life mission. If you're a starseed or life path as a reptilian, they don't want you to manifest that because 1 year you're alone, you volunteer, to get that in your head that you're going to be this single person volunteering every holiday. I hope that makes sense. And don't do that in substitution for love. They still would like you to have close relationship, to have love in your life. Okay. And they would love to see that. If you do feel like that is your mission, they would love to see you try to find a partner as you do that, or if you find a partner, you can do that together. So it's not just this identity of the single, martyred volunteer. Mother Mary saying, unless it is your mission. It's really hard to put into words, guys. They just don't want you to do it out of obligation, but of want. And they are reiterating, we see many people staying with the wrong person due to the pressures of holidays. You know, saying, I can't break up with my toxic partner because Christmas is coming. So this is like the other side of it. Or New Year's is coming, I need to have a date. Or Valentine's Day. Or, you know, it's Easter, Passover, Ramadan, 4th of July. Oh, I can't break up with this person. You know, they're saying, please don't let holidays are meant to connect with loved ones. Don't let it tie you to people who aren't your loved ones. Or, you know, even if you were born into a family and they're supposed to be your loved ones. Jesus is saying, just because you were born into a family, this is very harsh. It doesn't mean there's love there. And some of you hearing this, it might sound shocking, especially if you grew up with loving parents. Some people's parents, even if they say it, they do not love their children. So don't feel obligated if you are experiencing abuse. Don't feel obligated because it's a holiday. He's saying, sorry for the sirens. Jesus is saying also many people are taken out on holidays in various ways because of substances, tempers flaring, expectations, circumstances. Saying many people are taken out just because they happen to have to be staying in someone's home. And Jesus is saying, guys, a really bad situation is counting on a dark reptilian person or someone who is under that influence, a toxic person. Because when you do that, say for a holiday, and they see this all the time, you go on a road trip, you go to stay at someone's home, you've booked a vacation, and now you're trapped, and really bad things can happen. Many of you can think of news stories. Tamla Horsford, I read for her, she's here. Going to that party to watch the football game, getting taken out. They're showing me the energy of a woman who was taken out in Mexico, went down there with her friends. You guys get the gist. They see many souls during Christmas taken out this way, and during other holidays, but it's Christmas now, so this is, they're saying their Christmas gift to you, even though it sounds very intense. Sorry guys, my neck is so sore and I'm reading this, but it's better lighting down here. Oh goodness. So this time is also used to force engagements. do not like forced relationships or relationships that are not moving at a natural speed, are not healthy. Some relationships, because it's Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day, do not stay with toxic people, especially long holidays, Rosh Hashanah, Hanukkah, Diwali, Ramadan. Do not let holidays control you. Some of this I already said. I can't believe, well, Jesus has said, I'm talking to you. I go to look at the writing and it's what he's saying. It's amazing. Thank you. He says, you don't have to be perfect to us. And he's saying, if you're out there and you're looking for perfect videos, these aren't the ones. These are actual, I'm having conversations with them. The messages are what's important. And these are all messages, the whole video. And let me go back to this. So he's showing me now, and he's saying, people dangle these carrots. They will dangle these carrots your whole life. Oh, Christmas is coming up. Toxic people know that people don't want to be around them. So they dangle money and objects and holidays and this fear of you being alone. And they're asking you also don't dangle carrots to other people. Don't feel that fear of your relationship isn't moving fast enough. So make hints about engagement rings when it's Christmas. It goes both ways. He's showing me that narcissist codependent dance. And these messages that have been coming out through the years that, be strong and it's okay to be alone and make sure that, you know how to take care of yourself. He's saying these were messages for alternatives to being controlled by a toxic person. These aren't ideas that most, there's always the small groups of people, but that most people want. These all are alternatives to a bad situation or insurance for a bad situation, but not the goal. Somehow he's saying everything that's a good message on how to protect yourself and everything in general. The dark reptilian twist of that good message is, oh, it's way better to be alone and it's way better to take care of yourself. And this is both sexes. And it's way better to, compartmentalize your life and, you have your work and you have your friends and you have, you don't get married and then you have your, friends with benefits. And Jesus is saying, if you find yourself in that situation, he's saying that is probably most likely 99% of you, it is not your path, your mission. If you're a starseed, that is not your goal. It can be something temporarily that you do to protect yourself. You may find yourself in such a dark place, especially if you have recently removed yourself from toxic situations, or you've had a lifetime of toxic people. You may need a respite, healing, but he just doesn't want you to, and he's saying you may need to figure out how do you connect to a healthy situation after that. That's a scenario. But in general, he doesn't like this as a goal, and this sort of goal has been handed down to the younger generations as a bigger goal than finding a partner. So that's the other extreme that he says, no bueno. But he's saying, if need be, and you find yourself having to isolate, be willing to face what society considers. So even though I talked about this other idea, in reality, in most time periods, most cultures, society does actually feel, because he knows what, Jesus knows what is in people's hearts. And a lot of his predictions to me and others, I'll be doing 2024 predictions, are based on what's in people's hearts. So that's why they're not always accurate. But think of it this way, guys. If you're put into some situation that in the world, generally people would consider your worst fate, which is being alone. This is how people can manipulate you. No, if you feel that way, if you're a people person, you love, you're loving and you're giving, toxic people play on that, and they could use this as knowing that you feel that that is your worst fate. So you can see that Jesus is thinking of holidays from every angle. But he's saying, don't give in to people's threats, spoken or unspoken. If you find yourself in the worst situation, which he did when his lifetime, he's had many lifetimes, but his lifetime of Jesus, when he was Jesus, he was in the worst case scenario where he was abandoned. And so he's asking, if you feel abandoned at the core, you feel at the core that is humanity's worst fate, what people try to avoid. He's saying he will be with you. Please, and he would rather you be with him, with them, than in a toxic situation. But also, don't get stuck in that low victim energy. That isolation is an opportunity for dark energy to come in, to tempt you with, we know all of the temptations, and yours are yours in particular. It could be food, sex, substances, reaching out to toxic people. He would like you to work through it, work through low periods with them. and make a plan on finding your people. Just make a plan. Ask them to help you. Ask them to help you to get into a mindset, to figure out what it is that you need to do to find healthier people, to find healthier situations, healthier jobs. And he's saying, when you do this, and we've talked about the simple act of saying, thy will be done, saying, please, well, this is saying to them, I'm going to let loose of the wheel for a bit. Please help me find who I am, get back on track, get back on purpose, find my tribe. And guys, the messages that come in, now I've read for tons of people, so I'm just going to use examples, but Jesus is saying the messages that come in could be so small, but please listen to them. It could be get more sun, get a little more vitamin D, go on a dating app. It could be exercise, getting a proper, and this isn't like fancy, but he's saying having that ingrown toenail fixed. They may give you messages like this to help you to get to that place. And one of the most common questions that people ask me that he wants to address, people say, why am I not finding my people? Why am I not finding my partner? And it usually has to do with a toxic family of origin and or being completely off of your path if you're reptilian, or off of your mission if you are starseed. You have to understand that, and your partner may be off of their path and off of their mission. And this is another reason why they're talking to me, because so many starseeds, reptilians even, I know I'm a heavy starseed channel, but many people are off of their paths, off of their missions. And many people, if you're watching this now, have come in with the purpose of breaking generational curses. So unfortunately, that may have been a contract, but Jesus is saying that your contract could have been being born into a toxic family, but he is saying it is not your contract to befriend or to be in a relationship with toxic people. And I know that's going to sound controversial to many. So many do that, and yes, they learn from it, but that is not your contract. Your contract was to be born to or have in your family toxic people, but it was to work through that. And we will get into that at another time. We don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole, but yes, don't get stuck in victimhood, even if you are a victim, and that is a hard ask. And you may need less people in your life. You know, if you are a star seed, depending on where you're at in your evolution, you could be highly introverted And you may only need a couple people in your circle, but you can see, you know, oftentimes it's reptilians who have a wider circle, and this is not an insult to reptilians. That makes them happy. But in that aspect of life, especially here in America, but probably, worldwide, but it's very American to have, you know, you'll watch on TV. Matthew Perry saying, Friends. He just popped in. I'll be talking to him at some point with you guys. I've already talked to him, but you know, a sitcom like that, he came through to say that many people try to emulate that, and that might not be what's right for you. You may only need a couple of people, one partner, one friend, or even just a partner and a pet and children or adopted children, plants. And this is where Jesus is handing this over to me as Archangel Uriel. My mission is to help others with their mission. And Shakespeare was Archangel Uriel, and I said this in the last video, because this will help with so much. To thine own self be true. Be honest with yourself, because if you are someone who only needs a couple of people, you have a lot of hobbies, you have a mission, you're on the spectrum, autistic spectrum, you have ADHD, you may have all of these special interests, and you might really just need a couple people. Just figure out what that is for you. And if you're reptilian watching this, you might want more socializing. A lot of things have been villainized, nightclubs, dancing. Jesus would like all of us to figure out ways to get back into socializing. Everything has been, when I say villainized, Jesus is saying the dark reptilian energy has come in and made human things that we like to do, dancing, having a couple of drinks, listening to music, has made it dark. And in some videos that I've done with his messages have been, beware not to be in public places right now, not to be in cities. And since I and others have brought those messages in, we can see all of the danger that's happened. They would like that to stop, and they would like you to be careful. So I'm going to be doing the 2024 video, but also, so understand that there are different sides to everything. They are saying many of you are missing picnics in parks with other people, and inviting people, and social gatherings, and you know, he used nightclubs as an example, going to church. So this is a twofold. He wants you to understand that some of you, it is a natural human thing to do those things, and there's some toxic shame around dancing now. Like, nightclubs have become a dangerous, sometimes just trashy place, and so they're upset about that. So, you know, you need to hold a bunch of ideas in your head, and I know that that's hard to do. You just want basic answers and advice. They can't give you that because they see things from all sides. They want you to understand that who many of you are at your core doing these things should not have shame attached. Wanting to be with someone over Christmas, wanting to be married, wanting to go to a nightclub, wanting to dance, wanting to go to a music festival, dancing around in the mud. The dark energy has taken over a lot of this. So please, on the one hand, understand that some of you could feel down because you're not doing these really fun, extroverted things. If you're so inclined, concerts. But on the other hand, I got messages of all these things that have happened. Not exact. I didn't get the message of what exactly would happen in Israel, but it's been brewing. And I did make a video, you can watch that from a couple of years ago, I believe 2021, about what's been brewing in Palestine and Israel, which it's been brewing since Jesus was here. So he's saying even before then, I hope that you can hold these things together, these very different ideas, and understand that right now in 2023, you do need to feel safe. So these warnings that have been given, this isn't ending. 2024 is going to be a crazy time. So keep all of these things in mind still, but at the same time, understand how it could be affecting you, and don't get shamed for wanting to do fun human things. If you're a young girl in your 20s and you just love going out dancing, I did. I loved it. You loved the lights, the music, having a couple of drinks, socializing. Do not let anybody shame you and make you feel that you're a lady of the night. We're going back to Saint Nicholas talking about what he did, how he gave money to ladies. They were made into ladies of the night. So yes, Jesus is saying this is another fear. Yes, this is all connecting, guys. Saint Nicholas came in talking about how he gave money to women who were going to be basically given over to prostitution. And he's saying a modern version of that is, for example, we're not picking on men, but there is a toxic mindset from some men now, thinking that if they see a woman in a certain environment, that to him, she's basically a lady of the night. We'll get into all of this at another time about the dressing and all of that too, because it gets complicated. But we can see a theme in this reading about how fun things, exciting things, Christmas, holidays, New Year's, nightclubs, Jesus would just not like these things that were made for our enjoyment, for our way to show love, love of their music, love of Jesus, love of Saint Nick, love of the archangels, love of the galactics. He doesn't want to see those things used in vain, used against you by the dark reptilian energy. Okay, so this is all written down. So, okay, because he's talking to me, but let me make sure I didn't forget anything that you wrote. I've already said so much of this. Yes. And also, if you are alone and you meet someone, say you've had a period of healing, and you're ready to meet someone, Jesus is saying, and this is specifically for starseeds, if you're reptilian, I don't want you to feel left out, but understand, dark reptilians really are attracted and love feeding off of starseeds. So this happens more often to starseeds. Jesus is saying, do not get steamrolled by dark reptilians. Also toxic people, narcissists, they're all, that's usually a dark reptilian. Of course, there are dark starseeds, so I'll make a video on that. But anyway, toxic people, do not get steamrolled and taken into a relationship after you've healed by gifts, flattery, love bombing, or the opposite. A popular thing now is negging. That's someone playing on your fears, getting you to defend yourself. Now, this all ties into if you've been around toxic people, you got out of it, you've cleaned up your energy, you're ready to meet new people, someone comes along and they neg you. Negging is getting someone to defend themselves. It creates this high intensity energy. I know there's a chemical word for it. It creates like your adrenaline is up. It mimics excitement, and it mimics all these like romantic comedies that we watch where people don't like each other at first and then they fall in love. Well, there are people out there, men and women, who play on these archetypes that are in our psyche. Jesus is saying, so don't get fooled by that. Say you meet somebody in November, they start talking to you about Christmas, and maybe you were alone last Christmas. Again, he's showing the dangling of the carrot by somebody new, and so you're not seeing anyone, and I have a Christmas party coming up, and I don't know you well, but you'd be the perfect person to take to it. Don't get, they're saying, make sure not to be, they're saying take it slow. Take it slow. Because these holidays, these high holy days are used for so much negativity. If you meet someone in November, don't get sucked up by this fantasy and end up getting yourself into a toxic situation. But it doesn't also mean that you don't trust and just go at your own healthy pace in a relationship. Jesus is saying holidays are always coming up. You could meet someone in June and they ask you to go stay with them for a week over the 4th of July. I'm American, so that's a big holiday. Just an example. Jesus is saying that's not necessarily always a toxic person. It could be a very excited person. They could legitimately have broken up with somebody that year and have this, extra ticket for you or a beach house. This is just another way that holidays can be used in vain, can be used negatively. And he's saying, he comes to me as a he, the archangels are both masculine, feminine, but Jesus comes as a masculine energy. He's saying that I'll explain that at another time because that needs clarity. But yes, just you don't have to freak out if someone does that, but just take it slow and don't let time, understand time is different on the other side. Use your own inner compass. Don't let these constructs force you into something. And the reason I'm saying this is Jesus is giving this message, but they all see how much people are suffering because of these issues. And I know many of my readings, these issues have been in the readings, so Jesus is saying we don't like seeing you suffer. And he said again, he said, dear ones, we don't like to see you suffer. And I wrote all these hearts. We don't like seeing you fall for these games. When you pass and you go on the other side, you will have a life review. I started mine during a near-death experience, and it's very painful, and I keep getting shown movies of other cringe-worthy moments in my life where I gave into a toxic energy. But he's saying when you pass, when you go onto the other side and you have your life review, many of you know you will be shown the times you hurt people, and that is painful. You will also be shown of manipulations that were done to you, from very tiny ones that caused you, you know, David Bowie talked about this, a hairdresser who causes you to have a toxic haircut. Many hairdressers chop, when they see their friends and family, chop their hair off, yet they have long hair, because long hair, for many, brings out their feminine energy. So then chopping that off is taking away your feminine energy. But you, when you pass, you will be shown not only these manipulations from small to large, but you will be shown times that you were taken off of your life path, your mission. And Jesus is saying, this is going to be one of the most painful things. So he would like you, and these are the reasons why they're coming through, because people are like, help us, why is this happening? He's showing you, and I know I talk him backwards sometimes, that's what they do. He's showing you doors that you didn't open. And, oh, I wanted to take your name. I wanted to say, oh my God. He's saying it's okay. Part of my life review that's been going on for years. I asked for this. I wanted my life review to start during a near-death experience and continue on. Some of the most cringe-worthy moments are the doors that I didn't open, and I will be making videos on each of those specifically. It's just a friend asking you to hang out and someone you could have met. For me, it was blatantly people offering me things and I just wasn't hearing it. That has to do with ADHD and being on the spectrum too. Okay. So Jesus would like to remind you, you have had many lives and you will have many lives. Do not ruin your life because of one birthday, one Hanukkah, one Christmas. And he's saying birthdays are also huge. Birthdays encompass everything we talked about. People murmuring about your birthday, how old you are, what are you gonna do? God forbid you're alone on your birthday, but they are saying, please, again. They would like to say again. They said, I have a hard time repeating myself, but they would like me to start repeating myself and start making videos on the same thing. They're saying, actually, many of you will forget what I say, or you like this repetition. It helps seal the deal and helps, and it's basically telling you something that keeps resonating with you, and that's actually positive. So he would like to say again, it is better to be alone. Do not be afraid to be alone. Don't make it happen if you're not meant to be in hermit mode. But if it so happens, yes, it is not the end of the world. If you're alone, yes, reiterating, if you're alone on your birthday, he'd rather have you be alone and connect with him and with them than be in a toxic situation. And he's saying it will not, I don't want to use that word, it will not take you out of here. Don't let it take you out of here. Don't let it further victimize you. Understand, if you've been abandoned, that is a victimization. Don't further the victimization by letting it define you. On the one hand, it is a big deal. They want you to celebrate your birthday. Don't stop celebrating your birthday because somebody in your life made it toxic. Don't stop celebrating holidays because someone has made it toxic. But also don't get manipulated into being with toxic people on these holidays. If you find yourself alone, take care of yourself, celebrate with them, listen to good music, watch the movies you like, and make plans for what it is that you want. If you in your heart want to get married, or you in your heart want to travel the world, so let's start with you in your heart want to get married. Don't continue hanging around with big groups of acquaintances that just like to have fun, and it's just drama and chaos, and you know you don't have time or energy to meet someone. You really need to work at meeting someone. If you are someone watching this and your heart's desire has been to travel the world or have a few different jobs, then don't settle down, because you feel you need to, because you're worried about things like being alone on your birthday or Christmas or being somewhere, being a journalist in another country or being a travel vlogger or something like that. They would like you to follow your mission and not be afraid, your first time in a foreign country and it's the holiday, or so you can see how this would be different for different people and how this has been a bit hard to explain. But anyway, I've done my best, and I'm gonna make further videos explaining Jesus's messages as best I can, along with everyone else's message and my celebrity readings. Have a wonderful Christmas, you guys. I'll be putting out some musical playlists. Like I said, I tried today and it didn't work because it was my own personal mix. So I'm guessing because that changes, YouTube will change that a lot, that I couldn't download that. As always, I recommend getting YouTube Premium because you can just listen to music without any interruption. And Jesus is saying that he'd like me to come on and talk about, there are specific foods, these archangels. Archangel Ezekiel has recommended specific food and products. I'll talk about those in the future. But for now, you guys, have a wonderful Christmas if you celebrate it. Again, Jesus is saying, if you don't celebrate Christmas, if you're not Christian, you can celebrate Christmas. It is your life. You can do whatever you want. He would love for you to celebrate Christmas. It's a fun holiday. And this goes for if you're Christian. One year, try to celebrate Ramadan. See what that's about. Jesus says that that's a wonderful way to get rid of addictions. Or if you're not, if you consider yourself to be Christian, you know, you believe in Jesus, but you don't follow Christianity, he's saying one year, try to do Lent. Just, and I'll be coming on talking about each holiday and how Jesus feels about them too. But you get the idea. Try other people's holidays. Try some of their traditions. Jesus says, save that for another day. Because he has so much to say. But this is Christmas time. Have a wonderful Christmas. Enjoy the winter. It's rough on people. He said we'll talk about that at another time, how to get through the winter. But anyway, guys, have a wonderful Christmas. I'm really gonna go. Merry Christmas.